Did you know that a few wealthy South African men are steering the US towards a concerning drift into authoritarianism? What if their personal choices are part of a deeper, more troubling trend? It's time to question their motives and join the fight for justice and equity. In today's video, we'll explore the intertwining fates of figures like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel against the backdrop of contemporary America. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. As a white South African living in the United States, I cannot ignore the crucial roles these individuals play in a disturbing trend towards authoritarianism. They represent a troubling reversion to historical dynamics reminiscent of apartheid, where a privileged minority held sway over the nation's resources, a narrative that's resurfacing, particularly under the Trump administration. In 2024, we witnessed a significant turning point with massive funding cuts for AIDS treatment, a shift reflective of an elite class prioritizing its own agenda over the dire needs of marginalized communities. Let's talk about the connections being made between Musk's rhetoric and the historical context of apartheid. Here we have a wealthy South African, longing for a problematic past, equating post-apartheid policies aimed at rectifying past injustices with a form of racism today. This narrative isn't just a stretch. It aligns seamlessly with actions taken by those in power to undermine the hard-won progress of post-apartheid citizens, branding their efforts for equity as unjust discrimination against their former oppressors, a blatant disregard for justice and equality. As we look back, the early 1990s stand out as a beacon of hope when South Africa finally emerged from the shadows of apartheid, only to face new systemic challenges, including the AIDS pandemic that afflicts the nation to this day. A remarkable counter-narrative unfolded during this time, with South Africans uniting to demand their rights, leading to significant public health initiatives bolstered by international aid, including the U.S. President's emergency plan for AIDS relief. Yet now, the irony of Trump's executive orders halting this critical aid looms large, a dismantling of progress led by wealthy individuals eager to combat what they notionally label racial discrimination, all while attempting to reclaim lost power. The gap between the claims made by Musk and Thiel and the actual outcomes is glaring. For instance, Musk's portrayal of South Africa's current governance as oppressive conveniently forgets the strides made toward racial equality today. Moreover, the idea that Black South Africans are the primary beneficiaries of land ownership reforms is contradicted by proof showing ongoing disparities. And while Musk advocates for reforms to counter perceived discrimination, he simultaneously supports policies that could jeopardize lives, a paradox that underscores the risks of elite narratives. Voices of expertise echo the lived experiences that contradict these claims. A representative from the Change Coalition emphasized, "To dismantle structural inequalities, we must empower those who have been silenced." This statement underscores the urgent need to respond to elite maneuvers with real action. Can a nation truly build a better future while ignoring the voices of those historically oppressed? What happens when the exceptionally wealthy shape policies that directly impact the lives of marginalized populations from their comfortable perches? Such questions push us to confront not just systemic failings but a moral crisis that could lead to tragic outcomes, potentially claiming over 500,000 lives in South Africa within the next decade due to these aid cuts. Looking through the lens of history, we uncover a cautionary tale. The powerful may only represent a tiny fraction of society, yet their influence looms large. Comparisons to Jennifer Davis and the members of the Change Coalition highlight a potential path forward, suggesting that unity and collective action remain our greatest strengths in dismantling the injustices perpetuated by the privileged few. While elite narratives might dominate the conversation, true change emerges from grassroots efforts, fueling a new era of engagement rooted in equity and justice. So, as we navigate the future, let's ask ourselves, what legacy do we want to build? One of division and despair? Or a renewed commitment to healing and justice? It's striking to see how a handful of wealthy individuals like Elon Musk and his associates can overshadow the collective struggles of marginalized communities. Their narratives often perpetuate systemic injustices, framing the fight for equity as discrimination against them. This manipulation of power structures not only threatens the progress made since apartheid, but endangers countless lives relying on essential services like healthcare. With these cuts to vital aid becoming a reality, I urge you to reflect. How long will we let the elite dictate the terms of justice and equality for the many? If you found this video important, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.